Watching Cricket World TV. This is our latest Champions Trophy discussion. Today's might be a shorter one than usual because India have beaten Pakistan by 8 wickets in a match that was really very badly affected by the rain. Pakistan all out for 165. They had 2 interruptions. India had 2 interruptions as well, and they then made very light work indeed of scoring 102 in well short of 22 overs. They got home with 17 balls to spare. Now, I was due to be alongside Chetan Narula for this discussion, but he appears to have disappeared. It looks like he's just coming back, so I'll just flesh out a little bit more about what happened. Pakistan lost the toss. India, unsurprisingly, decided to bowl first. That's always the sort of the default setting when a Duckworth-Lewis match is sort of anticipated to take place. And Pakistan, again, throughout this tournament, their batting hasn't fired. They performed poorly once again, all out for 165. Couldn't even bat for 40 overs, and they didn't really look good at all, aside from one sort of passage of play where Mohammad Hafiz and Cameron Atmore got after the bowling in the power play. Decent performance from India with the ball. Excellent in the field. 2 wickets apiece for Ravi Jadeja, Bhuvneshwar Kumar, Ishant Sharma, and Ravi Ashwin. And then they look very good with the bat again. Shikhar Dhawan making 48, Virat Kohli and Dinesh Karthik unbeaten at the end. Chetan, hopefully you're back with us now, and I would like to bring you in. This was a very frustrating day for no doubt the players, the fans and the spectators, but India comfortably on top all the way through pretty much. So what was your take?
Well, yes, not a good day of cricket. In fact, it's been like that for a couple of days now. We had South Africa West Indies game, which was rained off. Pity what happened with the West Indies. Probably if there are lights available at the stadium or something like that, I mean, probably the ICC can tweak around its rules. That is something for the latest race, something for the cricket committee to look into. My mother is a huge India versus Pakistan fan, and she only watches cricket when India-Pakistan play, and even she was turned off and didn't see the entire game. And so it's a bit of a turn-off for the neutral fan or for somebody who just is not a keen cricket fan. Obviously, it was very frustrating for keen cricket fans as well, um, on and off. And I mean, you can just imagine what the players must have been going through, just coming on, playing a bit, then going off, coming on, playing a bit, then going off. Uh, Obviously cricket has to kowtow to the fact that it's raining, but
I'll just come back in there. We seem to have lost Chetan's audio feed there. Do speak up if you're back with us, Chetan, or otherwise I shall just probably bring things to a close. I think we've pretty much covered most of the points there. We look like we might have Chetan back. As I say, just to jump right back in, Chetan, whenever you like. I think what you were sort of going on to discuss there was the fact that we are having a lot of issues with the rain in this tournament, which is very disappointing. And perhaps there could be sort of maybe in the future reserve days or some other sort of mechanics put in place. Shedden, do you want to sort of take up from where you left off there?
yeah, just apologies for the network issue, but yeah. So yes, a lot of frustrations for the players, for the fans, everyone around. Maybe you need to tweak a bit of rules, but apart from that, I think it's been uh, pretty amazing cricket from India. Whatever little cricket they were able to play. I think the standout factor today was the fielding. You can't really judge the bowling or the batting because of the number of overs that have been restricted. I think one of the areas where the Indian cricket team will be worried will be their middle order, the lower middle order, which hasn't really been tested. Players like MS Dhoni and Suresh Raina, they haven't had a huge hit in the middle in these 3 games. It's just been the top order that's been doing all the work. The bowlers have come out well. I think Ishant Sharma is the only one who's looked out of place. Even he was able to take a couple of wickets today, but even then he's been a little amiss with his line and length. He's not looking. He's the one bowler who's looking, short of rhythm. Maybe you don't want to change your combination going into the semi-final, but if it doesn't work in the semi-final, also perhaps they could look at Irfan Pathan for the final if they get to the final. Don't know. I mean, they're looking good for the final, but I think today the standout feature for India was the fact that their fielding was just brilliant. I mean, that was something that stood them really apart from the Pakistan players. Yes, Pakistan had only 20 overs to field, but you could just see the lethargy on the field. Obviously, they did not have the runs on the board to defend. Their bowling was not looking very sharp because they didn't have the runs to defend. But I mean, the batsmen were able to take really good singles, very quick singles. The fielders, there was just so much difference, so much energy on the field when India were there for the 40 overs and Pakistan were just looking absolutely listless. It could also have been the fact that they already knocked out of the tournament, but this is an India-Pakistan match. Yes, it was rain affected. Yes, you do not have the runs on the board, but this is an India-Pakistan match. Energy levels cannot be drooping, and in fact, if the energy levels stood out when India were fielding, it was just because of the fact that Indian fielding has been its absolute best, perhaps since the time India started playing international cricket.
It was fantastic to see the Indian fielding as well as did Rohit Sharma took a very good catch. There was a brilliant run out by Virat Kohli towards the end of Pakistan's innings as well. So yes, I agree with you there, Chetan. That was really the sort of outstanding feature of the game from India's point of view. And that, of course, was their first Champions Trophy win over Pakistan at the third attempt. So really a good day for India and their 50th ODI win against Pakistan in all. So they're into the semi-finals. We knew that already, but they go in there on the back of 3 straight wins. Highly impressive, and for me, the best team, the best all-round team in the tournament so far. Chetan, I want to just, if you're still there, just get your brief thoughts perhaps on last night's game, where there was an awful lot more riding on it between South Africa and the West Indies. A virtual quarter-final, again, rain interrupted and decided in the end, well, it wasn't decided, if you like, it was a tie, which of course meant that South Africa went through. What did you make of last night's highly dramatic scenes?
Well, it was a bit of a sham, really, wasn't it? If you consider the fact that uh, West Indies went out on a technicality. I mean, no team would like to go out on a technicality. South Africa have been on that receiving end for quite some time now. Again and again, it happens to them. This time around, they were able to take advantage of the situation and get into the semi-finals. But um, I mean, it's the same thing that happened today as well. I mean, I think the ICC perhaps needs to relook at its rain rules. I'm not talking about Duckworth Lewis here. I'm talking about the fact that there were lights wherever there are lights available, like uh, I'm not sure if they were available at Cardiff or they were available at Edgbaston today. I'm just talking about wherever the stadium has lights, you cannot just call off play, uh, because the time limit has gone off. I mean, like last night, I'm not sure if the rain stopped. I'm just talking from experience here, like what I experienced in the T20 World Cup in Sri Lanka. There was one of the matches, I think it was Australia West Indies, or I don't remember which one, but there was this one particular match where after the match had been called off, 15 minutes later, the rain stopped and it did not rain the entire evening. So, um, people pay a lot of hard money to watch these games, and they travel long distances and all. And it's the fact that cricket is trying to be on a global platform. It's not really a global sport when you consider you only have top 8 teams here, or the top 10 teams in the world are test playing nations. So it's not really a global sport, but they need to entice fans.
And it looks as if Chetan's feed has dropped again, so I think we'll wrap this one up. Of course, we've seen today India comfortably beat Pakistan last night. South Africa going through after that Duckworth Lewis tie. So we know who are in the semi-finals from Group B. Group A very much wide open. New Zealand taking on England tomorrow. England facing all sorts of allegations about ball tampering. They've been very keen to say, look, we're focusing on the game, we're not ball tampering. And then Australia take on Sri Lanka, and we'll be talking about those as the tournament goes on. So that is going to be it from this edition of our Champions Trophy discussion. Thank you to Chetan for his time today and struggling with some technical issues out there in India. Chetan, you just popped back just in time to sort of say goodbye, I'm afraid.
Yeah, it's just like the rain in England. So yeah, goodbye.
Okay,
Goodbye for
thank you,
today,
Chetan.
perhaps.
Thank you for watching, and do hope you can join us again here on Cricket World TV.